Welcome to the first week recap. We are going to try to summarize what we've been working on, especially hardware. We are going to discuss a little bit about Discord and show the roadmaps and some questions. And if you have any questions, please write to us in Discord. First of all, Joachim and Charlotta and Hamed, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will checking to the... There I'm back. We got some questions. We have a Discord channel. And the first question I was looking at was about the project. How long we should present and stuff like that. Have you got any ideas for the projects yet? From the students?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of questions about the projects, and worth noting, it's not really worth stressing about it just yet, but we encourage you to have like a project idea ready for next week at least, so you can get started on implementing the functionality you need and the sensors you need for your particular project.
And there are a Hall of Fame page on the CoursePress you can look at, and you can see some projects that were really good before, and both basic projects and more advanced projects. So please take a look there if you want to look what have been done before. And you can also see the reports they were writing and stuff like that.
I think you can find that both on Discord and on Canvas, actually. The Hall of Fame section.
The next question I was finding was about the quizzes. How many time you have to? How many time you can make them?
And that's unlimited, so you can take the quizzes however many times you like. I think there's some sort of delay for 20 minutes or something whenever you do the quiz, so you'll have to wait for like 20 or 30 minutes, I believe, before you can redo it. And you can do it as many times as you want until you get the top score if you want that.
Yeah, but it's good to study between if you have to need. And there were some problems, but if you log out and in, it should work again. And one asked, what is a reasonable goal for this first week? Was it watching all videos? Was it completing first quiz or finish the LID example? What do you think, guys?
I would say that if you have followed the roadmap to the last part of the first week, the purplish topics of the roadmap, and we can actually share the roadmap right now, actually.
Yeah, we have it here.
So it's divided into 3 parts. So if you have gotten down to sensor connection and data reading, you're pretty much done for the first week. And this first week is closely tied to the first 5 lectures on Canvas and YouTube, like connecting sensors and connecting an LCD or LED screen, or things like that. And then that's basically it. The first 5 lectures, which are quite short as well because they're divided into shorter videos, and having read some sensor data, then I would say that you're golden.
Yeah. Also, was some problems with LEDs. They didn't make it work. But if you check your Pico, there are some ports. You should look at the pinout diagram. That is always 3.3 voltage out, and you can connect a LED and a resistor to that one and make it work. So you see if the LED is working. If you're going to try to make a really big project with a lot of LEDs, like a couple of years ago, I tried to do something like this. It's good to have a small battery, for example, a clock battery, to test everyone before. We got a question here from Daniel. I'm wondering, in the course requirements for the grade A, attendance above 80% is recorded on Discord. How does it work? How is it measured?
It is measured in the way that we actually track activity on Discord. However, I would say from previous experience, it's a relic of the older times. So basically, if you have attended some workshops and you answered a question on Discord or asked a question, just get like the activity going, I would say that's totally fine. You don't have to sit and write on Discord all day to get an A. That's not what it's all about. It's merely like a encouragement for activity in the Discord server. So I wouldn't stare blind on that requirement in itself, because it won't really matter in the end.
Charlotta, can you show us a little bit about the Discord?
About Discord? Yes. Yeah. Sure. I think most of you already have found the Discord, but if you haven't joined, then you definitely should. So let's see. Yeah, we have the Discord here. So we have a bunch of different channels. Usually you'll find your most important announcements in course announcements, and also important links. And usually the workshops are held here as well, or they're always held here. So yeah, you can go to the workshops whenever they're live. They will be first start here, and then usually we jump to the Get Help channel, so you can get individual help with your questions or project ideas or whatever you want help with. So yes, definitely join the Discord, and then yeah, you can ask your questions in any of the channels that you feel is appropriate. Basically.
Yeah, that's actually worth noting, because we know that about 2/3 of the students taking this course are actually not on Discord yet, and it can be kind of viable to join, because we make announcements on Discord more than we do on Canvas.
Yes.
So that's worth mentioning.
Yeah, so go to Canvas. There was an announcement there with the invitation link to the Discord, and join the Discord server right now before you take a weekend off.
Yes. It's also fun to see what other people are making and discuss with people, I think.
Yeah.
Just the community there in general. It's really nice.
Helping each other out a lot.
Yep.
And adding to what Joachim said, I think Canvas is only for quizzes and just checking the schedule. Almost everything happens on Discord. So we have basically almost every day we have workshops. So if you need help, you can join us anytime you want. Just check the schedule and join us on Discord. So we are all every day, almost every day, if I'm correct, until the exam date, we have workshop. From 2 hours to 6 hours a day, we have workshops.
And also worth noting, you will have to join Discord eventually, because the presentations will be held there as well. So might as well join as early as possible.
Any more questions?
Not in the chat.
No.
But like, we do get a lot of questions of like the feasibility of different projects, and that's where we have like workshops and things like that as well. If you're at all unsure about like what to do or what project you want to make, you can always talk to us during workshops. And you can always fire a question in like a suitable channel as well, because we're pretty much available around the clock. So that's also another upside of actually joining Discord as early as possible.
Yeah. And if we are not online, the community is online, so someone is helping you out. So yeah, one more time, join Discord.
I think basically you can ask question 24 hours, and then as soon as one of us, the TAs, see the question, we will answer. Don't worry if it's late night. Just ask your question, and we will answer eventually.
And we can also mention, we're going to count on Charlotta for this one, but a lot of you have had issues with the PyMaker extension in VS Code, which we get. We have the exact same issues. It's just that we have gone through it like thousands of times. So we actually know how it behaves, because it is a little bit wonky, to be honest. So I was thinking if Charlotta could show the other extension that might work a little better. If you don't want to go with Thonny or PyMaker, there is another extension that might be a little bit better. So we're just going to mention it here instead of like changing anything up mid-course. So let's do this.
Yes, exactly. So I can show you. It's an extension called MicroPico. So if you go to your extensions, it should look like this. And then you can install it here. And then once you connect your Pico to your computer, you can connect to MicroPico by pressing Ctrl-Shift-P and then running the command MicroPico connect. And if this is going fast, I will also make a write-up of how to use this, so don't worry. But basically here you will have like the short commands here in the bottom, which will show that the Pico is connected. You can run your code, you can reset your board, and then you can find all of the different commands here as well. So you can run like an individual file by pressing run, or you can upload a project. So you upload the entire file structure that you have to the Pico. And if I show you an example here, so this is just the Blink example. I just press run, and well, I think actually this might be a button state connected. So now it's just lighting up, but it lights up, and then I can press stop, and it stops the script. And usually it's just a little bit more reliable than PyMaker in my experience. So if you're having issues with PyMaker, but you still want to use VS Code, MicroPico could be a good option for you. But yes, like I said, I will publish a tutorial for HackMD that will also be updated to the roadmap, so you can follow that. It should be. I will probably add it sometime later today. But yes, that is my recommendation if you want to use VS Code.
That's actually awesome. Also, I would say that having Thonny installed is actually a pretty good fail-safe. Like whenever you want to try something and VS Code like bugs out or something, Thonny is pretty solid. So having it connected for running some code and like doing some outputs from the sensors, like reading data and stuff like that, it's actually pretty viable. The only thing with Thonny is that, like, I know that many of you are programmers since before, and I guess you're all familiar with VS Code. That's why we have that option. But Thonny is really solid for the hardware part and running code, but it lacks extensions and things like that you might be used to in your usual environment. But it's actually worth having. It's worth mentioning. And then we should also mention what's coming up next week, because we've talked about what you should have done this week, and next week is connectivity.
Batteries are running low. Yes.
Technical difficulties. It's kind of mandatory. This year we've actually decided not to include LoRa as like a fully supported path in the roadmap. We can actually look at it here. Wrong one. Here. This is the wrong roadmap actually. So the green path going down to LoRa 1 should actually be an alternative path this year, because basically ElectroKit couldn't supply the M5 stack LoRa modules that we had last year. I'm guessing they're out of production or something like that. However, if you have one, or if you have some other LoRaWAN module, we can help you with that as well and set things up. So that's totally fine. But this year we're pushing focus on Wi-Fi connection, since most of you got it. I will go out on a limb and say that everyone has it. So next week is actually going to be pretty relaxed in terms of what you should have done that week, which gives you a little bit of leeway in terms of like coming up with a project and connecting new sensors that you want to incorporate in your project and things like that. So next week is going to be, yeah, kind of relaxed in that department. What do you think, Hamid or Carlotta?
Go ahead, Charlotte.
Okay, just waiting on who's speaking. No, I agree. It's a little bit more relaxed, and also it gives you a bit of time. Like if you received your hardware a bit later, to still try the first week's tutorials and everything like that. And of course, if you're still in the first week, we can also help you in the workshops with that as well. So no stress at all.
And I also add that from next week, if you have any idea and you wanted to implement, you wanted to make sure that if the project that you choose is proper, or even if you need some idea, first of all, you can ask on Discord to get more ideas. And otherwise, you can also join us on workshops and discuss with us. Already some students, they have did this week, but feel free to join us to discuss what you're going to implement. And also, if you need some specific sensor, you can get help from us to just search for you. But then the best place to ask is chat with Electrocate from Jim. So you can get the best answer, which is compatibility to the Raspberry Pi Pico that you have in hand. Other than that, no. Next week is going to be a little bit calm.
Great. So if there are no more questions, we say have a nice weekend and see you again next week. Check the schedule for the workshops, and have a nice weekend.
Yeah, I agree. Have a great weekend. See you, everybody.
See you. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.